Hi, welcome to Love My Crafts. I'm Mary, and this is my channel where I share my love of all things crafty with you. Today, you are back for another episode of the Sewing Project Dice game. I wish I had some game show music to play. If this is your first time, the Sewing Project Dice game was inspired by Sew Carol and Carol's Fabric Wheel of Fate, which is now a double trouble because it's the Fabric and Pattern Wheel of Fate, and she has a whole playlist on that. You should go watch it. You never know what you're gonna get with all these choices she has now. But I decided I had a lot of projects that I'd put aside to start something else because I get distracted. So I had 10 project bags and I put a number on each one and I rolled the dice, and I like the wheel better. Well, even that, I keep rolling. Every time I roll something I've already done. So sometimes it takes a few rolls, and these dice are really cute, but they roll off the table, they roll out of frame. So I guess that makes it fun. So far I think I wrote it down. There was 10 bags, and so far I've done, and it sounds like I've done 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, but obviously it wasn't in that order. So that's what it's all about. And it's just something I do so that those things I put aside, whether they be repairs or fun little project, and it just keeps me doing something and I don't have to decide what I have to do next. So that's what it is. And now I'll tell you about this week's game or roll and what I did. So last time when I rolled the dice, I got bag 8, and that was for, oh, here it is. That was a bag with the Ellie & Mac curved hem pocket tank pattern. And I had some white cotton jersey. I think it's actually that pop fabric from Joann's. And I'm wearing it, obviously. And I thought I wrote some notes, but did I write it in here? No. Let me see. Let me check. Yes. So the only notes I wrote was that I used the Nancy Zeman pivot and slide method. And I'm going to pop some photos up. The only thing that seemed a little off, it's a little better now that I've added the binding, was there's a little pucker right here. Just not too bad. Now, it was just sticking right out. It's like, anyway, you can't see it because it's cut off, but you'll see it in the pictures. There's just a little extra. And I was wondering if when you add the extra to the bust, if I went, because this pattern doesn't mark where the bust is, so I don't know if I actually added the extra, I think it was 3/4 of an inch or 1/2 inch to each side. If I added it in the right spot, I might have added it a little too high. So other than that, once I put the binding on, which was not as difficult as I thought it would be, I was a little afraid. It kind of pulled it in a little bit, and at first I didn't like how high up this comes. I mean, I'm glad it comes up and hides my hunchback, but it's not bad now that it's finished. I don't like white, and I wouldn't wear it just to go out. I would wear it with something over it. But I also just saw the other day another pattern that I think is by Ellie & Mac. I'll have to check. It might be one of their newer tank patterns. And it's more of a fitted tank that if you made it with athletic fabric, or maybe even swim fabric, it's, what do they call that, shaping. So I might try that, because this is a nice loose, like to hang around outside in the summer Obviously, I wouldn't wear white because I would instantly get it dirty. But for wearing under a cardigan, this is not the one. Unless you're tiny, then sure, I'm sure that would work. Anyway, so I was going to make more, and I just made the one and said I'd rather wait and try a different tank pattern. But it's a great pattern. Comes together very, very easy. Instructions are awesome. Ellie and Mac instructions are always awesome, and there's always a video. So they don't come, their pieces don't come with the full bust option. That's what I love about Love Notions, which actually, doesn't the Laundry Day Tee come with a tank? But that's a flowy tank too, so that defeats the purpose. So anyway, so the pivot and slide did help with, I started with an extra large, which was goes by my high bust measurement, and I just used the formula with the pivot and slide, and basically it's like grading it out, but you retrace the pattern so nothing else changes. The shoulders don't change, the arm side doesn't change, so it's just a more calculated way of grading out, I think. And I think it works because when I grade out, sometimes I don't do the line just right, and you can see a divot where I had to go out for the waist and back in, or just, you can always sometimes see like even a bump, and I have to go back in and re-stitch it so there's no bump. I've talked about that before, and yes, I talk with my hands, I'm sorry. So all in all, it's not bad. It's very comfortable. I could actually sleep in it, but that was that. Okay, it's time to roll. So I'm gonna roll and pick the bag, and then I'll probably let you go. This is just a little quick video because I didn't do much. I usually will make multiples if it's something simple, and this was simple, but I just wasn't in the mood for it. So I'm also working on other things at the same time, so that I'll talk about on Friday sews. Plus I have a couple of things I've acquired. I actually went to Joann's, and I meant to film while I was in Joann's, and I forgot. I get carried away. So let's go see what the next project will be. Thank you so much for watching. If I haven't told you that before, feel free to leave a comment, and please subscribe if you haven't already. That way you can be notified the next time a dice video comes out. Plus there's also, I'll probably link it at the end, a playlist for all of the dice videos. Okay, so it's time to roll. I have a list here of numbers that I have already done. So I can only, well, I've already done 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Not in that order. I just finished 8, so I can only roll anything but that. This is just, I put these down, I haven't rolled them yet. Okay, so let's go. Oh. That is 9, and we should have a 9. Let's go check. I would like a do-over. I don't like what's in this bag. It was a failed long sleeve shirt for winter. It's a very nice rib knit fabric, but this was going to be a long sleeve Laundry Day tee with a cowl neck. But I thought, well, this is too springy to make it a long sleeve. It's a springy color. It's actually a light green. And the cowl neck was made, and the shirt is, these scraps? I think these are scraps right here. I'll hang it up on the dress form and take a picture. See, I already had the sleeves on, and now if you remember, when I had this and I was working on it, the bag that I had it in, I had the wrong sleeve piece, the one I hadn't fixed yet. So, let me try to lay it flat. This, which I can probably, so my thing was I was going to change it to a long sleeve for summer. But now that I think about it, that's not that bad of a fall color. The camera doesn't do it justice though. It's more of a sage. Anyway, so the only thing that wasn't done was the sleeves and the sides, obviously, and the cowl neck, which the cowl neck is done. It just isn't attached. And something was stuck on there. I just saw it. But anyway. So then I realized I didn't like these shoulders. And I said, oh, it's probably better as a spring top anyway. But now it's about 96 degrees today. And the last thing I feel like working on is a long sleeve shirt. Because I already attached the sleeves. So I'm probably going to take off the sleeve. I'll probably just cut it off. Use my other sleeve pattern. Because there's no way that I'm unpicking all that. I think there's actually regular stitching too. I think I did the sewing machine to baste it. Or, let me see. No, I didn't try to fix it. But you can even see that little peak right there. That's the shoulder seam. And it just, when you put it on, it stands straight up. So I think what I'll do is I will cut the sleeves off. See if there's enough to put a neckband instead of the cowl. And when I cut the sleeves off, I will then use my corrected sleeve pattern. The other thing was the pattern pieces I used for this were my old Laundry Day pattern, so it wasn't the one with the full bust already included. So I'll throw it on the dress form and take a picture. And I'll think on it a little bit more. Okay, so here it is on the dress form. I have it all clipped in place. And she has wider shoulders than me. I don't know if I can get in close and you can see. When you put it on, you get like this. And it won't do it because she's got the perfect shoulders and my shoulders are small, and then it just sticks up. This side, no. Anyway, so I could take the sleeves off and try to do this and that, or I could just leave it for a fall, autumn shirt with long sleeves. These would have cuffs. And I noticed it was a little teeny bit longer in the front, and that usually happens when there's a full bust adjustment. So I might have used the full bust pattern piece. I do know that the sleeve piece was wrong, and that's why I have this. So what do you think? Should we leave it and just finish it and try to touch up the shoulders? Or deconstruct it and make it springy? If you know me, you know I don't want to deconstruct anything. Stay tuned and we will see you soon on Friday Sews or for some more dice playing. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.